Hello and welcome to Achieng Diaries. How did I move to Switzerland from Kenya? I am a nurse by profession, and before I moved to Switzerland, I was working with a non-governmental organization doing research in HIV and AIDS. My husband was already living and working in Switzerland. So we looked at several factors, and there were so many things that were positive with me relocating to Switzerland. So therefore, we took the decision for me to start the bold step of relocating to Switzerland. Was it an easy process? Not at all. Definitely, there are several documents that will be required if you want to relocate to Switzerland for family reunification. For my case, since it was through marriage, I had to give several documents, including our marriage certificate. So then we had interviews. My husband and I were interviewed at the same time, me at the embassy in Kenya, and my husband got the privilege of being interviewed from the comfort of his home. So after this interview, I can say the whole process took roughly 3 months. But being that I was pregnant at this time, I did not enjoy this. It involved a lot of traveling to go and do a lot of administrative things. But all in 3 months, everything was set. And I got my visa to travel to Switzerland. So what happens is you're not given directly your permanent B permit. You're given a visa that enables you to travel to Switzerland. And once you're in Switzerland, you can then be able to process the other documents that enable you to get the B permit, which is a residence permit that allows you to live and work in Switzerland. Now, since I came on a family reunification visa, and my husband was already in Switzerland. For me, there are some things that people struggle with that I did not struggle with, and I thank God for that. So I didn't have to show proof of funds and stuff like those. It's my husband who had to show all those things. And therefore, the process was a bit easier for me. When you relocate, when you have your spouse here or when you have a family member here, it's a bit easier for you. Also, when you relocate, because your work has moved you to Switzerland, it's also easier because then your office does much of the work for you. Now, I experienced some challenges that I would want to just make you aware of if you're relocating to a country like in Europe or in Switzerland. The first thing was loneliness. It's definite. I've lived in my country for several years, and now I'm moving to this country that I know nothing about. And even if I knew something about it, I don't speak the language that is spoken in this country. So loneliness was top on the list, and especially being that my husband was going to work and I had to remain trying to learn the language at home, and then you're alone. That was a difficult one. The second thing is the language, definitely. I had a very nice elderly lady who lived where we were, and this lady would come with cakes in the morning and just want to chat with me. But since I did not speak French and she did not speak English, it was really difficult. And this is one of the things that really pulled me and pushed me to learning the language, because I felt like, yes, I've gotten someone here who is dedicated to speaking to me, who has seen that I'm really lonely, but then I cannot be able to communicate with her because I do not speak the language that she's speaking. So this is something that was really a setback for me. But there are also positive things that I saw when I moved to Switzerland. And the first positive thing is that there is safety. The place is so beautiful. There is good public transport, because when I came, I was still not comfortable starting to drive in Switzerland. I had just gotten my driving license in Kenya. It was still fresh, not even more than 3 months old. So I didn't feel comfortable starting to drive immediately in Switzerland. Though you can do that because you're allowed to drive with your Kenyan license for a period of 1 year, and then within that 1 year, you should work on converting it to the Swiss license. So I could take public transport, go and visit some places, go by the lake, and I really appreciated the fact that public transport was really safe and convenient. So these are some of the positive things that I found in Switzerland during this time that I was adapting to the system. What advice would I give someone who is relocating to Europe or to Switzerland? I would give you 3 pieces or 4 pieces of advice. The first one is that you have to learn the language early. If you wait and say, I will start later, you will never start. So when you get here, start by watching the videos, try communicating with the locals, get yourself even a volunteer job, and that way it will get you into speaking the language. But just make sure that you learn the language as early as possible. The second thing that you should have even before you leave your country is a plan. So are you planning to come and live in Switzerland long term? Are you planning to come and have a family in Switzerland? Then what can you do so that you achieve this plan that you have? This is something that you should have even before you come to Switzerland, because if you don't have a plan, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. The third thing is to know that the first years will be very difficult. At least the first 2 years will be very difficult, because these are the times that you're integrating, you're learning the language, you're learning the system. So prepare yourself accordingly for these first 2 years so that you don't end up falling into depression. The fourth thing is be very patient with yourself. Do not compare yourself to people who have moved to countries, especially to those who have moved to countries that are English speaking. They have it different from you who has moved to a country that you have to start by learning the language. So be very patient and loving to yourself during this period. So this is how I relocated from Kenya to Switzerland. I'm now in Switzerland 13 years. I love it here, and I've learned so many things that I'll be sharing with you in my channel. So if you have any questions about relocating to Europe, relocating to Switzerland, kindly write them down in the comment section. If you have other experiences as someone who has relocated abroad, also write them in the comment section so that we can be able to share our experiences and help each other. If you liked this video, kindly share, like, and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my future videos. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye.